Hello everyone. As Jessica said, we were the 3 graduate summer interns, and before we start our presentation, we just wanted to take some time to introduce ourselves and say what our personal and academic motivations were for taking on this internship. So I'll start. My name's Cartagena. I'm a second-year Master of Public Administration graduate student at the Cornell Institute for Public Affairs. And my reasons for applying for the TCI Tarina graduate summer internship were, first off, working with TCI that combines research and on-ground work, and also being able to be a part of an applied process from beginning to end, being able to collect data, analyze it, and then ultimately produce a presentation report from that data was really important to me, and it was something that TCI was able to offer.
Hello everyone, my name is Qi Liu. I'm the second-year master student at the Applied Economics and Management at Dyson School. My concentration is the development economics, which also led to my motivation for applying this internship. Aside from that, I'm really interested in the development issues, especially in India. That's why I applied this internship. Aside that, I realized that it would be a very great study opportunity to practice what I learned from the college into the field and see how the development project can be implemented on the ground. Next,
Hi, my name is Kiera Crowley, and I'm actually a research support specialist here at TCI, but I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to participate in this graduate student internship. I was really excited when this opportunity came up because I've been really interested in the promotion of sustainable practices that improve food security and resilience among smallholder farmers. It's been an interest of mine for a long time, and this was an opportunity to see how a project that is implementing this is happening on the ground. So just to give you a quick overview of our presentation, I'll talk a little bit about the objective of our internship, show you where we were working, and also give you a timeline of how our time was spent in India, and then we'll each talk a little bit about the projects that we were involved with. So first of all, to talk about the objective of our internship, we were really there to document the successes and challenges in implementing 3 of TCI Tarina's interventions. So the promotion of kitchen gardens, small ruminants, and crop diversification. And these interventions, the main goal of all of these interventions is to reduce malnutrition in India. And each of us was paired with a colleague at the TCI office in Delhi to focus on one of these interventions. So this is where we were doing our fieldwork this summer in Munger district in Bihar and in Kalahandi district in Orissa. And this is where TCI partners are working on the implementation of these interventions. So now I'm going to hand it to Chi to tell you about how our time was divided.
Yeah, we all together spent 6 weeks in India. The first week, we worked in the Delhi office, familiar with ourselves with the field work. The second 2 weeks, we went to the field, conducted like informant interviews, focus group discussion, and the transect work. And the last 3 weeks, we were back Delhi office and transcribing, analyze our data, prepare the presentation, and writing the press documentation, the report work. Next, we 3 would talk about each of our field experience in the 3 interventions.
So my specific intervention was small ruminants, specifically goat rearing, the promotion of goat rearing as evident in all the photos. And so my counterpart Naveen and I focused on process documenting the different activities that Tarina and the partners BIF and CARE were implementing in the 2 districts. And some examples of the activities that they were implementing was fodder cultivation, as seen above, the distribution of black Bengal bucks, castration of young bucks, and a funny story about that picture that was taken right before I witnessed my first castration of a young buck in the very first village that I visited. So it was a little scarring, but informative. And yeah, so like while we were conducting this process documentation, we gained a lot of information about what was going on the ground. And one of the things that I took away from it was that it was very important, the dynamics that the goat rearers have in the community. It really influences how the activities and the different interventions are taken. And yeah, some more pictures. Yeah, so overall, in addition to learning about goat rearing and in addition to learning about my love of small, cute goats, I also learned that conducting field work is very time-consuming and very mentally and physically exhausting. Yet it is very fun and rewarding, especially when you're able to see the effects that the projects have on local communities. Specifically, the TCI Trina internship for me was very transformative because it made me rekindle my passion for working with rural communities, and it inspired me to apply for a Fulbright scholarship to conduct research on the effects of climate change on rural households in Mexico. So overall, I learned a lot, not just about goat rearing and rural India, but a lot about myself and what I'm actually passionate about. Next, I'll pass it on to Chi to talk about kitchen gardens.
Yeah, I work on the intervention of the kitchen garden. The objective of the kitchen garden by Trina is to decrease the seasonal food diversity by increasing the year-round food availability of the vegetables and the fruits by promoting the kitchen garden. Also encourage people to increase the consumption of this food. After the field work and analysis work, we found that input deliver and the trainings has been greatly implemented on the ground. But however, the water scarcity has been the major constraint for the sustainability of the development of the kitchen garden. Aside from kitchen garden, I want to talk a lot about myself. Here are the photos. I work in India, and first I really grateful and appreciate these opportunities by the TCI, and it was a really great opportunity to put what I learned from the college into the field. And before this internship, I just finished my field work in China for my thesis research. The similarities and the difference conducting the field work in the different developing countries really interested me and opened up my mind and give me a more diversified the vision towards the development economics, not just combined in my native country, not just in my native language. Aside from that, this internship was a very important experience for me to strengthen my decision to apply for the PhD after graduation. Next, I would pass to Kiera.
So I was working on the crop diversification project, and we were really the crop diversification intervention aims to improve nutrition by increasing diet diversity and by increasing incomes. And during our time in the field, my partner Ruchira and I found that the farmers were in fact planting the pulse and vegetable seeds that they had received from this intervention, and some of them did say that their diets were more diverse now after being involved with this intervention. However, there were challenges that we saw in the intervention, including the adoption of recommended practices was somewhat lagging. And one reason for the lack of adoption among farmers has been that partners have struggled to find people who are willing to spend time in the villages to go and do these trainings. And so farmers were not always we're not always receiving trainings in all of the recommended practices. And so there's many challenges like this, and challenges like this are hard to solve, but seeing these challenges has reignited my interest in developing new mechanisms for helping farmers to implement more sustainable practices and for supporting knowledge sharing between farmers. And this interest has is what I've decided I want to focus on for a PhD. So this experience for me, like for Chi, has inspired me to pursue a PhD in this area and to do more research in India. And in addition to inspiring me to apply for a PhD, it was just a great experience being in the field and doing field work again. I've done field work before in China and South Africa, but it's been a few years, and it was great to get back in there and have these experiences with farmers and see what a project like this is really doing on the ground. So yeah, there's nothing more inspiring than speaking to the farmers that these projects are trying to help. So this is our group in our free time. So this is us three, and then Nikita in the middle was Chi's partner, and Ruchira on the side was my partner. They work at the TCI office in Delhi, and then Naveen in that picture was Sarah's partner. So we had fun together, and this is all of us at the office in Delhi. So yeah, I'd like to thank TCI for this wonderful opportunity. I think all of us feel very grateful, and thank you.